Today, we're going to talk about a secret weapon for your heart. It's a really powerful fiber that's probably already in your kitchen, hiding in plain sight. We're going to dive into how this completely natural ingredient can help us fight back against one of our biggest health challenges, heart disease.
And just to get a sense of how big this problem is, let's just look at one country, Australia. A staggering 1.2 million adults there are affected by cardiovascular disease. It's a massive and a lot of the time a totally silent health crisis.
So that's the big question, isn't it? We're about to explore the actual science behind a specific kind of fiber that's been proven, to take on one of the biggest risk factors for heart disease.
All right, so what is this stuff? What is this secret weapon for our hearts? Well, it's called beta-glucan.
Okay, so beta-glucan is a type of soluble fiber. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like this. When you eat it, it forms this thick, kind of gel-like substance inside your gut. And this gel, it basically acts like a sponge, soaking up and trapping cholesterol-related stuff so your body can, just get rid of it. It's a really simple idea, but it has some pretty profound health benefits.
So, where can you find it? Well, it's in a bunch of different cereals, but the undisputed champions are oats and especially barley. I mean, look at that. Barley can have up to a massive 20 grams of beta-glucan per 100 grams. That makes it an incredibly powerful source.
But the real question, the one that matters, is, does it actually work in people? Well, let's take a look at decades of scientific evidence from human clinical trials.
Now this, right here, is the key to understanding why beta-glucan is so powerful. You've heard of LDL cholesterol. It's the bad cholesterol, right? Because when it's too high, it can build up as plaque in your arteries. What this shows is that even a tiny 1% drop in your LDL can cut your risk of a heart attack or a stroke by up to 2%. It really goes to show that these small changes can have a huge impact.
So how much do you need to get that benefit? Well, after sifting through mountains and mountains of clinical data, scientists and regulators all over the world came up with a kind of magic number. 3 grams. That's the daily dose of beta-glucan from oats or barley that is scientifically recognized as being effective for lowering cholesterol. And this chart just shows you the power of that 3-gram dose perfectly. We're talking about dozens of high-quality human trials, all combined into these big meta-analyses, and they all confirm the same thing. Getting 3 grams of oat beta-glucan a day consistently leads to a major drop in total cholesterol, and more importantly, a 7.5% reduction in that harmful LDL cholesterol. That's significant.
And this isn't some new health trend. The science is so strong that regulators have been on board for decades. It all started back in 1997 with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. They were the first to give the official green light to a health claim linking oat beta-glucan to a lower risk of heart disease. And since then, pretty much every other major health authority, Europe, Canada, Australia, they've all followed suit. It's a powerful global consensus.
So, okay, the cholesterol-lowering effect? It's rock solid. It's confirmed in humans. But what else might beta-glucan be doing for our hearts? For that, we have to turn to some really compelling, but also more preliminary evidence that's starting to emerge from the lab. Now, it's really important here to separate these two tiers of evidence. On the left, we have the established benefits that we've seen in humans. It lowers LDL cholesterol, and that reduces heart disease risk. That we know. On the right, we've got a list of really exciting but still early findings from animal studies which hint that there might be even broader protective effects.
And these lab results are just fascinating. In one study, they pre-treated pigs with beta-glucan from fungus, and it led to significantly smaller areas of heart damage after an induced heart attack. In another study with rats, oat beta-glucan, the same stuff from your breakfast, was actually shown to lower high blood pressure. Other studies in rats have shown a kind of general protective shield against heart injury using beta-glucan from different sources like mushrooms. Again, not confirmed in people yet, but these findings point to a really exciting future for this fiber.
Okay, so the science is clear, right? But how do you actually take this knowledge and use it? Let's build a super simple action plan.
It really just comes down to 3 easy steps. First, always try to get it from food first. Whole grain oats and barley are your best bet. Second, know your target. A good-sized bowl of oatmeal or adding some barley to a soup can easily get you to that 3-gram goal. And finally, when you're at the store, just check the label. Some products will actually tell you how much beta-glucan is in there. And here's a really crucial point. How the food is made matters. The research is very clear that the fiber's cholesterol-lowering magic works best when it's in its natural state, inside the food.
Heavily processing it can damage the fiber structure and mess up its ability to form that gel, making it way less effective. So, think rolled oats instead of some highly processed oat powder.
But here's a really surprising twist in the story. A global audit looked at tens of thousands of food products and found something pretty astonishing. Despite all this evidence, despite the official government-approved health claims, less than 1% of eligible products actually use the claim on their packaging. Over 99% are totally silent about this proven benefit.
And that leaves us with one final, kind of puzzling question. We have a safe, natural, food-based tool that helps fight heart disease. The science has been confirmed for decades by health authorities all over the planet. So why is this powerful information missing from the very packages that could deliver this benefit? It's something to think about next time you're walking down that cereal aisle.